Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us back here in the studio with Dr. Mohamed Azzam, board member of the International Association of Management of Technology. Engineer Azzam, before the break, I was going to ask you, what about the challenges to make this an inclusive process? I'm sure it's very challenging to raise awareness about artificial intelligence in a country with a huge population such as Egypt. So what about the inclusivity challenge? Because we need to spread awareness about the importance of AI, and we need to get all the youth involved. On the other hand, it's a very good thing that Egypt has a very strong youth population. It's a country with where youth represent more than 60% of its population. So this gives you lots of potential in an area like AI. So talk to us about the potential and the challenges, especially of inclusivity when it comes to AI.
Actually, we shouldn't fear from technology, because technology is the only way to make the difference. Utilization of technology in 21st century is not an option, is not a luxury. Without having technology embedded in every single aspect in our industries, actually will be outdated. And this will never help you to grow as the vision of Egypt 2030. That's why government is always keen to embed technology and to utilize technology from a broader perspective in every single aspect within industry or economic sectors, industrial or economic sectors in Egypt. And for youth, actually, there are so many development programs, actually free of charge, to help them to learn the new technologies. We've seen a lot of initiatives availing such technologies and such very high-end and world-class training training programs for youth in all different aspects of high tech, that including AI, including cybersecurity, including extended reality, virtual reality, including programming, development, including digital arts, including digital marketing, and this is such programs are availed for every single person here in Egypt. Starting from
free of charge.
Free of charge. You just need to go and register yourself on the portal of the program launched by Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, and you automatically will be enrolled. And even they are opening such programs for youngsters starting from 12 years old. Because
amazing,
new generation are different, and they are capable to deal with such very high-end tools very efficiently and very effectively. So it's there. There for youngsters, there for youth, it's there for fresh grads, it's there for people trying to change their career path and having the skills to enter a new job market that based on technology. So the choice is always yours. So,
but it's very tough for elder generations to cope, to adapt, to learn, it's tough. The elder generation.
Of course, this is by nature. But however, actually, we are entering a new era that everyone can learn. Because the learning is becoming available and free of charge, and we can have...
and it's easy, it's not that complicated.
Of course, and the only way to keep the momentum is to learn how to learn.
To keep trying.
Actually,
to invest,
this is the most important
to give time to the learning process.
Especially, you don't have to be a programmer to develop an application nowadays. Things are changing, actually. The landscape changing. The new emerging technologies are disrupting everything. And we're witnessing a lot of youth are enrolled in such great initiatives, and they are learning and acquiring such new skills to enter the job market, because the new generation, actually, they are not quite keen about having a full-time job. Most of them are working as freelancers. and that's called
having 2 and 3 freelance jobs.
Gig economy.
If they can. Yeah.
Actually, they are doing a very good job in such thing, and we've seen a lot of youth working as freelancers, working from home, working from from a coffee shop. What you need is just a decent laptop and a decent internet connectivity, and that's it.
Or a decent phone.
Or decent phone. Actually, they are
portable
using,
phone.
Decent phone. They can do a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of amazing examples of using such mobile phones, smartphones, to do things that actually you couldn't imagine. So things are changing, and even now they are learning outside the formal education system to acquire such skills, actually. And the knowledge is there, and the knowledge is free. You can enroll in such great programs and get the necessary skills that you need and required by the job market, which is very important.
Such an effort by the government, Engineer Azzam, also requires cooperation from the private sector, from non-governmental organizations, from, I don't know, the volunteer society. Together, how do you see this working in Egypt to serve the growth of AI, which would in turn help achieve development goals?
Of course, there are state actors and non-state actors that are very important working together. We've seen a lot of examples for introducing such great initiatives, and most of the implementation of high-tech applications are implemented and developed by
the private sector?
Startups, even startups.
SMEs.
With the support of larger corporations, with the support of the government, with the support of non-state actors. And all of us are trying to help such startups. That's why now we can find a new community for funding such startups, that including angel investors, that including venture capitalists.
Sorry to interrupt you, but do such startups need lots of cash, lots of funding, or compared to other businesses, say industrial or agricultural? Can we compare the amount of money needed for an AI startup compared to an industrial or agricultural?
They need different type of investment. They need different type of fundings, actually. Most of the startups all over the world having funds either from governmental programs or high-risk taker investors that made the Silicon Valley a reality, for example. This kind of high-risk investment. That's why we've seen now so many angel investors working in this domain in Egypt, and we've seen a lot of venture capitalist funds working now in Egypt, and they are funding such startups and availing not only funds but also a sort of mentorship to such a startup to get them ready for doing business, because most of the startups are coming from technology background. They are most of the time tech geeks, and they lacking the essences of doing business. That's why this is the role for the government to help such startups to understand the business dynamics, the non-state actors, the private sector, the investment community, and also to avail such products and services developed locally to the international market for attracting different rounds of investment, and to have better footprint in the international marketing and connecting them with international organization or international enterprises, connecting them with the international investment community, availing such great minds to this kind of international community would help to have different rounds. Actually, last year we had an Egyptian startup who were able to attract $370 million in investment round. Such a startup is working in fintech or the financial technology. So now we have role models. Now we have real life examples of very successful Egyptian startups that were able to attract investment. That's why now we are receiving a different breed of startups, more mature, more focused, more advanced, and I think the landscape of Egyptian startups working in high-tech domain are changing for the better. And if you look at any report issued, for example, by Forbes, if you look at Forbes 30 under 30 for the best 30 under 30 startups all over the Middle East and Africa, 75% are Egyptians, by the way.
Very good. Now, Egypt, can it become a center for, at least for Africa, to export AI, to have a role in developing AI in Africa?
Definitely, and we've seen also very dedicated, specialized applied research centers nowadays for developing focused, innovative solutions based on AI, because AI by itself is a technology. It has no objective. The objective is to find a solution for a certain challenge. Of course, AI is changing the dynamics and changing the way we are solving problems, because we are harnessing the power of data all the time, and we were able to analyze this data, finding the interconnection between the data, and to find out new solutions. And of course, you have unlimited applications in transportation system, in smart cities, in agriculture, in irrigation, in the service sector, in the banking sector, in retail sector, in pharmaceutical and healthcare sector. So you need to work on the application, not only on the technology, because the technology is serving a purpose, which is finding a solution or inventing or innovating a solution for a chronic challenge that the industry is facing. And now we are seeing so many collaboration between the industry and academia for such thing, because research is of course costly, and of course not all the private sector would have the luxury or have the potential to create their own R&D department, because it's very costly. You have to hire best brains, you need to hire scientists, qualified scientists and engineers. That's why now we are seeing a great venue of cooperation between the academia and the industry for serving the purpose of the industrial or the industry or the business sector at large.
That is very good. But finally, what role can Egypt have in Africa when it comes to AI, since we've already taken, it seems, steps that are wider than most of our neighbors?
Of course, this is very important to avail our services, our innovation based on AI for helping the African countries to solve specific challenges. And of course, this needs a lot of communication with the African countries, and we need to have so many trade missions to open doors for such Egyptian startups or high-tech companies to provide their services and products to the countries that we are visiting. So it's very we need to have a very comprehensive, interconnected, holistic approach for availing such things, because high-tech exports actually is very high added value exports, and of course because it's based on brainware, which is very high value, and we should work not only across the African continent, because technology by nature is border crossing.
Right.
So if you have a good solution that you can implement it here in Africa or in Europe, in the States, in China, Australia, wherever you want, because by nature the technology is sector crossing and industry crossing and border crossing.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure. It's been very informative. Dr. Engineer Mohamed Azzam, board member of the International Association of the Management of Technology. I've enjoyed being with you, sir, and happy Ramadan.
Thank you so much. Always pleasure and honor being with you, and happy Ramadan.
Happy Ramadan, and it was a privilege. And thank you, dear viewers, for watching this edition of the Daily Debate. This is Mohamed Abdelrahim, and this is good night.